Eric here with 30 by 40 Design Workshop. Today I want to take a few minutes and talk about a new product we've been using a lot lately called warmboard. And it's made in California here in the US, and we're really liking this product for a lot of different reasons. One of the factors that pushed us to consider this is a trend toward low mass radiant design. Now in the past we're used to working with radiant floor slabs that are constructed of a couple of inches of concrete, where you lay the tubing in the concrete, which sits above the typical subfloor in your home. Now, the problem with that is you end up loading a lot of BTUs into that concrete slab, and it takes a long time for that to come up to temperature. A trend with highly insulated homes now, where we don't have a huge heating load or heating demand, is to go to a lower mass system, and warmboard provides the perfect opportunity for that. You may be familiar with a couple of different types of radiant systems. Now, the sort of most inexpensive radiant system to do is to have your plywood subfloor that you then come to the underside of and staple up the radiant tubing to the underside of that. Now, that's fine. It works fairly well, and a lot of times you'll see aluminum channels or plates, extruded plates, that actually hold the tubing to the underside of the subfloor. And what that does is it takes the heat from the tubing and disperses it more evenly across the bottom of the subfloor. Now, just looking at this, you can see how long it would take for the heat delivered in this radiant tube to make its way up through the subfloor, through your finished floor that sits over the top of that, and into the conditioned space up here. Now, what warmboard does that sort of subverts this whole idea is it takes a structural, and in this case, this is a 7-ply plywood panel, and it puts an aluminum sheet over the top of that. And you can see here that it has preformed grooves which are routed out into the top of each one of these panels. The structural panels come in a 4x8 tongue and groove panel. And they actually do a layout. Warmboard will do a layout based on your heat zoning requirements, and they'll lay out these pre-routed channels that you actually lay this subfloor on top of your floor framing system, your joists. And when you're done doing that, you actually have a whole layout of where all of your heat tubing goes. Your heat tubing then plugs into the top of that, and you can see the benefits of this system. Now you're delivering heat to the top face of this subfloor, okay? It's being then delivered across this aluminum sheet, which is bonded to the top of the subfloor, and it's more evenly distributing that heat across the entire floor surface. Now, you've built in your structural subfloor, your heating system, and it all goes in at once. So it's a very efficient system in that respect. Now, another reason to use this is by putting this aluminum sheet over the top of it, you end up having to use lower water temperatures in your radiant tubing, because this is a inherently more efficient system. So we get lower water temperatures on our boiler, which means lower fuel costs. We also get a faster reaction time. So when you're delivering heat via this radiant tube to this subfloor here, it's spreading out very quickly. And warmboard actually has some photos of this on their website, comparing a traditional concrete topping that has the tubing laid in the top of that with the warmboard system. And you can see that after 20 minutes, the warmboard floor is up to 10 BTUs per square foot, where it took the concrete slab 2.5 hours to get to that point. So reaction times, and especially in spaces where we have lower heating loads, reaction times become really important. And we are finding that with a lot of our clients who arrive on a weekend and they want to spend some time in their vacation home, that having a faster reaction time, having the space come up to temperature more quickly is a huge benefit. Now, we're finding this costs about $7 a square foot for the structural panel. They actually make another panel which is called warmboard-r, and this is a retrofit panel. Now, if you hold the two products side by side, you can see the retrofit panel here is made of an OSB product, and the structural panel is made of the plywood product. Now, the retrofit panel is thinner, so it can go over an existing subfloor, and it's great for renovation projects where you have to worry about door swings and your material floor buildup. You have to be careful with those things. So this is another option for renovation projects, and it works quite well for that. a little bit lower weight there and a lower cost. But as I said, it's about $7 a square foot. Now your project may be a little bit different depending on the size and the configuration of that, but we really like it. It saves on install time. You get your, as I said, you get your subfloor along with your heating and zoning layout all in one. And the faster reaction times is really a great thing. So for your next project, think about it. It's been a great option for us, and I imagine we'll continue using this on a number of projects. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, as always, you can email me at eric@30by40.com. Thanks very much.